And now I'm cheesing my way back to you, Van, with a burning cheese inside. Time for Packers.
Specifically Aaron Rodgers, who had probably his longest press conference here with the media, like 40 minutes long, after the first time he's spoken publicly, I guess, about this whole Jordan Love draft pick here. So we kind of wanted to go over that. Um, so that's pretty neat. Basically, what Aaron Rodgers is, the way I took it was that he is, as he always is, an eternal realist, right? He is 100% down to earth, basically constantly. So he said something along the lines of, I wasn't thrilled with the pick. I was surprised by it, but I understand the team's direction to plan for the future, and I respect that. So
I
those are
mean,
big words.
it was, but the big thing that I read from this article was Aaron Rodgers accepts that he might not finish his career in Green Bay. I mean, that to me is the line that I felt the dagger in my heart at that moment.
Well, well, Aaron Rodgers isn't leaving Green Bay unless we tell him he has to leave Green Bay, right? Like with everybody says, well, the Favre thing, but it was the similar but different because Favre waffled for so many years.
But I mean,
Aaron Rodgers has been clear about saying, I would love to finish my career here.
that's
You
true.
know,
That is true, but I mean, there are many greats out there who didn't. Peyton Manning is one in recent history who wanted to finish with the Colts, ends up winning that late career Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos. We see something like that. Tom Brady at essentially Aaron Rodgers' name Aaron Rodgers' age now. They pick up Jimmy Garoppolo, who was expected to be a stud out there. Is the opposite side of that coin, where they draft someone to replace Brady in his late 30s, and Brady plays well enough, outperforms him long enough, that they're like, you know what, we're going to trade and wait. So
entirely possible. Yeah.
there's two sides
And,
of this coin. We've seen
you know,
both stories in recent history.
well, so Rodgers' quote here is he says, my sincere desire to start and finish with the same organization, just as it has been with many other players over the years, may not be a reality at this point. And as much as I understand the organization's future outlook and wanting to make sure they're thinking about the team now and down the line, and I respect that, at the same time, I still believe in myself and I have a strong desire to play into my 40s. I'm not just sure how all that works together at this point. So
That was the
he's,
dagger sentence right there to me.
eh, I don't know. I mean, there is a large part of me that knows in my heart somewhere that he'll finish his career elsewhere, but it, it's this is Aaron Rodgers' team. It's his team to lose, I guess is what I'm saying. And I don't see him losing it.
Look, he's just got to. So the one thing I'll say that is 100% Aaron Rodgers is when he got drafted below Alex Smith, he played with a chip on his shoulder, played some of the best football ever.
Yep.
Not of this era, not
Right.
of the last decade. He played some of the best football ever. And so now
Well,
he's
I mean, think about it too, though. Had Aaron Rodgers is the first round pick. Had he sat on the bench or in practice just shit the bed as a first round pick behind Favre, you wouldn't have put him in. You wouldn't have, you would have dealt with the Favre mania for another year, right? Let's say this Jordan Love kid starts lighting up in practice. Same thing, if he's ready, he's ready. I don't know. To me, this is still Aaron Rodgers' team to lose. I still don't think that
from
we're
what
not walking away from him.
I mean, you're 100% right about that, but the one thing I will say first, I do not think Jordan Love is going to be a bust. I don't expect that.
I
If
hope
he's
not.
not playing with the Packers, he's going to be a good bargaining chip. But what I will say is Rodgers playing with a chip on his shoulder is the way that he plays best.
It's the most dangerous version of Rodgers there is.
And I think he is going to be the most healthy he's been in quite a while starting this 2020 season.
He did mention that he's had time to sit at home and get his body together, do some different training and things like that. So
I'm excited.
me
There's two
too.
sides of
Yeah.
this coin. I mean, actually, Tom Brady saw both sides of it officially now. He was
Yep.
the old quarterback who outperformed the young buck. lasted a few years, and then was the super old quarterback that gets traded away. So he's in Tampa Bay. So we'll see where this lands with Rodgers, but I agree, it's his team to lose.
Yep. A couple last things here. Rodgers, again, and all this is typical classy Rodgers fashion, right? Rodgers comes out and has some pretty makes a pretty big statement about the current wide receiver room, saying he's got a ton of faith in Allen Lazard, MVS. So that was great. Again, I think this was wide receiver room also has chip on their shoulder that they are basically saying, listen, don't count us out. We don't suck. We didn't need to draft another wide receiver. And the last thing here that I want to briefly mention is Brett Favre once again weighs in, kind of stirs the part with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, basically. Brett Favre says Aaron's job is not to mentor Jordan Love. Aaron's job is to win football games for the Green Bay Packers. That's what he's paid to do, and that's what he's going to do. Now, that sounds like a harsh statement. When you think about it, it's 100% true, right? It's up to Jordan Love to make his career what it's going to be. And Aaron Rodgers said another very Aaron Rodgers thing in his press conference, saying that Jordan Love didn't ask to be drafted by the Packers. Like why all the hate? Like in my statement after that is why all the hate? Why all the people losing their minds about it, right? Like he is just a kid getting a great opportunity to play in the National Football League behind one of the greatest to ever play it. He's got a great opportunity to learn and be an excellent player someday. So
I couldn't say it better. I think this is a huge opportunity. I think Favre's remarks are pretty funny, given that, he says he tried to help Aaron Rodgers, but from what I remember at that time, it was
he was an asshole.
He was a dick. I mean, he was a bad man about it. So I think it's funny. I think Rodgers will obviously be more classy than that. And if a transition happens, Aaron will be as classy as he's always been. But to your point, it's his team to lose. And to my point, he plays with that chip on his shoulder to win.
That's exactly right. Goodbye. Hard segue. Goodbye.
Hard segue. Bye.